I'm Jessica Benson with USCFootball.com, here with Dan Weber for Instant Analysis. Dan, you just said what a difference and what a difference today was. Can you tell me a little bit about your thoughts?
Well, we got to see a lot of different players. I think for starters, we got to see, obviously, Silas Redd came back, and he said he was going to be ready to come back. But we also got to see Buck Allen and Ty Isaac at tailback. So, that was different. We got to see J.R. Tavai get a start. He's only played 2 games this year, and here he is with double-figure tackles and 4 sacks. And, just guys that, haven't had a chance before. I think one of the things they did was they let the assistant coaches do the personnel decisions and do the substitution, and that hasn't happened before. It's always been the head coach, and they're willing to play. A guy like Buck Allen deserves to play. He got in there, got a couple of touchdowns. I think that changes the whole attitude of this team. If you play well in practice, have a good camp, you probably ought to get a chance to play, and under Coach Orgeron, that's what happened.
And Coach Orgeron gave the play calling an A+, something that's been kind of an issue for the Trojans this season, I'd say. Were you pleased with the play calling?
Yeah, really. They got rid of a lot of the stuff that they did, that really hasn't been all that productive. They also did things we haven't seen all year. They went deep middle a lot. They went to the tight ends. They let Cody drop back. I mean, it looks like until tonight they'd been kind of afraid to just let him drop back and use his arm and trust the the protection, and in many cases the protection did really well, and they let the wide receivers run and get deep, and weren't afraid to throw the ball down down deep in the middle, and we haven't really seen that at all this year.
Probably surprised Arizona a little bit too, having not seen it.
I think that's a really good point. I don't think Arizona could have possibly been ready for a lot of the deep middle stuff. I don't think they could have been ready for Cody scrambling, the longest quarterback run in 12 years at USC. I mean, there were a lot of things happened that if I'm Arizona, I think, man, why did I have to show up here for this game this night when they were probably going to change things, but they just didn't know what they were going to change. Coach Orgeron coming up the ramp now, he's pretty happy man.
One big change, I think, is the overall attitude and atmosphere of this team. A lot of excitement, a lot of fun, a lot of players saying they can play music in the locker room for the first time.
Well, you can hear him back here now. He's hugging people as he heads up the tunnel. He says he wishes he could have thrown the Gatorade on his players. And then, the whole talk about family atmosphere, it was obvious that these kids wanted to win the game, for him tonight, and that was a big part of it.
One thing we're still having a little bit of trouble with, though, is the secondary. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're still having a little bbit of trouble in the secondary, or a whole lot of trouble with. They didn't play the ball well, and they didn't play the man well, and they just, this is a tough deal for them right now. And as Ed said, you're going to get together with Clancy tomorrow, and he said if we got to make some changes, we're going to make some changes. But it really wasn't acceptable, absolutely, in the fourth quarter. It was just, they just got lost out there on plays where you knew what Arizona had to be doing and where they were going with it, and they still didn't get there, and that's pretty much not acceptable, because otherwise you don't give them that late touchdown in the first half, you don't give them that late touchdown in the second half, it's a romp, and it was a hold your breath at the end there, the way that worked out.
We go to South Bend next week to face Notre Dame. What does this team still need to work on in order to compete?
Well, I think they, work on some depth, work on getting some of those guys back. They're down to 2 scholarship wide receivers. Marquise Lee said he thinks he'll be back. That's the kind of thing I think that Morgan Breslin, if he could come back, I think that matters a lot. I think that just getting those players back is probably, and having 10 days to do so, I think really matters.
Great. Anything else you want to add?
I think this does it. I see Pat Hayden getting congratulated for his new coaching selection behind us, and everybody is feeling good right now.
Well, it was a good night here, and with a win for the Trojans. I'm Jessica Benson. This is Dan Weber with Instant Analysis. You can catch more from this game and more on the web at USCFootball.com.